Sihanoukville, also known as Kampong Som, is a coastal city in Cambodia, and the capital of Sihanoukville province, at the tip of an elevated peninsula in the country's southwest on the Gulf of Thailand. The city is surrounded by a virtually continuous stretch of beaches along its entire coastline, as well as coastal marshlands that border the Reem National Park to the east. The mangrove-lined Utrojak Jet, which runs from Otters Pagoda to the sea in Otters, is the city's only navigable river. A number of thinly populated islands, administered by Sihanoukville, are close to the city, where moderate development has contributed to draw a substantial share of Asia's individual travelers, students, and backpackers in recent years. The Cambodian government is working to transform Sihanoukville province, also known as Preah Sihanouk province, into a multi-purpose special economic zone, SEZ, after the province received the designation earlier this year. On June 9, 2021, Cambodian Prime Minister Hun Sen signed a sub-decree that will make Sihanoukville province a multi-purpose SEZ. The designation stands to give Sihanoukville province more latitude in structuring development initiatives, and investment incentives in a wider array of areas. Sihanoukville province's capital city, of the same name, is one of Cambodia's most important economic drivers, thanks in large part to the trade, logistics, and tourism sectors. The Sihanoukville SEZ is already Cambodia's largest SEZ, contributing to the city's emergence as an economic force alongside the capital city, Phnom Penh, and the second largest city, Siem Reap. Sihanoukville province's new status as a multi-purpose SEZ reflects the Cambodian government's ambitions to further develop the province and its capital city into a major player in export-driven manufacturing and trade. With greater investments in infrastructure and incentives, Sihanoukville stands to become one of the most attractive locations for foreign investment in Cambodia. Establishing a multi-purpose SEZ in the Shenzhen model. In October, Cambodia's Ministry of Economy and Finance entered into a consultancy contract with the Urban Planning and Design Institute of Shenzhen, China to lead Sihanoukville province's transformation into a multi-purpose SEZ. As part of this contract, the Shenzhen-based institute will develop a master plan for the multi-purpose SEZ's development vision and direction within the context of Cambodia's wider political, economic, and social goals. The multi-purpose SEZ carries an explicit goal of turning Sihanoukville city into a second Shenzhen city, which is why the Cambodian government sought expertise from the Chinese city. Shenzhen is the most successful example of a Chinese SEZ, as its designation helped transform it from a small fishing hamlet to a manufacturing powerhouse to a high-tech innovator. Cambodia's economic planners hope that Sihanoukville city can likewise develop from a relatively small coastal city into a manufacturing and shipping powerhouse. The establishment of the multi-purpose SEZ falls into Cambodia's wider industrial development policy 2015 to 2025. The government plans for its establishment to take place in 4 phases: data collection and site survey, assessment and proposal, preparation of the master plan, and completion of the master plan project. According to the Phnom Penh Post, the government expects this process to take around 18 months. Developing industry and infrastructure. Aoun Porn Moneroth, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Economy and Finance, said the goal of the multi-purpose SEZ is to sustainably promote the province's development potential. In this vein, the multi-purpose SEZ will aim to become a major economic zone in Southeast Asia that is empowered by smart technology, as well as an advanced industrial zone serving regional and global production chains, as reported by the Khmer Times. Earlier, in August, the Cambodian government established a working group to determine land management and use policies as part of efforts to transform the province into a multi-purpose SEZ. This group will develop a policy that aims to promote relevant economic sectors. Land management and use policies are important for SEZs because SEZs in Cambodia tend to involve significant physical infrastructure development projects. Currently, Sihanoukville province is building 34 new roads and expanding its port and airport, along with the Phnom Penh-Sihanoukville Expressway. Additionally, the multi-purpose SEZ may designate additional areas for industrial investments. As of May 2020, About 20 companies above the size threshold had developed projects on 11,647 hectares of land in the province, worth a total of US $3.9 billion. Expanding the Sihanoukville port. The decision to upgrade Preah Sihanouk into a multi-purpose SEZ comes alongside other efforts to further develop the Sihanoukville Autonomous Port. Sihanoukville Autonomous Port, which is the country's only deep sea port, is by far Cambodia's largest port, with about 80% of all Cambodian exports passing through it. The Sihanoukville SEZ received US $1.57 billion in import and export value during the first 8 months of 2021, a 41% increase over the previous year. Expansion plans will see the port build an entirely new container port that will be 350 meters long and have a 14.5 meter depth, which will be able to dock large ships with 5,000 TEU container capacities. Construction for the new port is set to begin in early 2022 and be completed by the end of 2024, according to the Phnom Penh Post. In addition to building physical infrastructure, officials are studying ways to make the port more efficient and business-friendly. Currently, the Cambodian government is analyzing operational activities such as licenses, certificates, permits, and on-site applications for import and export with an eye to streamlining these processes. Stimulating Cambodia's pandemic recovery. The development of the Sihanoukville multipurpose SEZ is poised to play a key role in Cambodia's recovery from the economic effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. While the pandemic hit numerous sectors of the Cambodian economy, the downturn was especially significant in non-SEZ areas. According to a Ministry of Economy and Finance report, the Council for the Development of Cambodia approved only 75 private investment projects outside of SEZs in the first 8 months of 2021, a 30% decrease from the same period the previous year. Furthermore, new investments in non-SEZ projects were valued at US $1.1 billion in the first months of the year and were expected to create 57,000 jobs, representing year-on-year decreases of 52.5% and 32.3%, respectively. The lagging performance of investments in non-SEZ areas reinforces the need for the government to further expand and develop SEZs in order to stimulate the economy and share the benefits of growth countrywide. Given the strengths of Sihanoukville, foreign investors in the multipurpose SEZ may find strong opportunities in export-driven manufacturing, such as in garments and household products, logistics, and tourism. Sihanoukville's white sand beaches and warm Gulf of Thailand waters combine with a laid-back, beachy atmosphere to provide a great little tropical getaway. Sihanoukville is a place to unwind by the beach, enjoy the fresh from the ocean seafood, take in a snorkeling or scuba trip, and generally slow down, lay back, and chill out. Sihanoukville has a different look and feel than most Cambodian towns. Constructed as a port city in the late 1950s, the town is much newer, more urban and cosmopolitan than most Cambodian provincial cities. Nowadays, Sihanoukville is as much a beach town as it is a port town, catering to beach-going weekenders from Phnom Penh as well as a steadily increasing number of foreign visitors. Still, the pace of life in Sihanoukville is very relaxed. Outside town, foreign faces draw smiles and curious stares, and most of the beaches offer only beach umbrellas, thatched-roofed eateries, and a growing number of restaurants, bungalows, and hotels. Considering the moderate number of visitors to Sihanoukville, the town offers a surprising number and variety of restaurants and bars. Fresh seafood, especially crab, prawns, and ocean fish, has always been one of the town's biggest draws, but there is also a wide variety of places offering foreign cuisines: Australian, French, Indian, German, Sri Lankan, British, Italian, pizza places, a couple of Western bakeries, and even an espresso coffee shop. And these days, Sihanoukville offers a pretty good nightlife as well, with a wide variety of bars staying open well into the wee hours, especially on Weather Station Hill, in the downtown area, and the beach bars on Okutil, Serendipity, and Victory beaches.